Thanks.
Oh,
Stay well.
welcome everyone. You missed my introduction. I'm not repeating it.
So yes, I want to say my name's Mark Fitzhugh. I'm priest here at St. John's. We're so happy you guys are here. Joe, just mentioning, it's great that Japan's very fun with us in so many ways, but each of you maybe you haven't had a chance to meet with me and others. Before going to the priesthood, I'm from Alabama. If you might think. I'm not from New Jersey. So. Anyway, I love New Jersey, but anyway, I'm from Alabama. And before going to the priesthood, I worked with Alabama Department of Rehabilitation Services. So we provided infants and toddlers early intervention, advocacy services and whatnot. And I was a coordinator for a lot of programs around Birmingham. So as a layperson, I really appreciate the meeting just as yours to collaborate, to work interagency, meet different people that have creative ideas and to make our world a better place. You know, and hopefully continue to do that now in my role here as faith perspective. So I'm doubly pleased just to have you on our beautiful campus, but also to kind of capture some of my years past. Thank you. Thank you so much. Glad your restrooms are right over here, and you've got hospitality figured out. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. Do you want them to speak now? What next?
Thanks, folks. I want to introduce Samantha from Health and Welfare Council, talk about an opportunity that might benefit some of your agencies. So let's give a quick introduction. So a couple of years ago, New York State got a large federal grant, a large federal waiver, with the intent of reducing Medicaid expenditures. They were reducing kind of unnecessary ER visits, unnecessary hospital visits. And I was working in Providence, working at Nassau University Medical Center. And one of the learnings that kind of came out of that was, in addition to healthcare and mental health care and substance use treatment, something they call the social determinants of health. The services that you provide, transportation, housing, food, have just as much or sometimes even more important for someone's health outcomes than the actual provision of healthcare. And kind of when you think about it, one example they use is asthma. So if there's an individual living in a hot apartment, it's 90 degrees in the summertime, and it triggers their asthma, they're going to the ER 4 times over the summer. And each ER visit costs Medicaid $1,000 a clip. But what if we gave a person a $300 air conditioner? We could then save all the money from those ER visits. Think about food. Think about someone that may have diabetes, right? And they're eating, they only have access to sugary breakfast cereals and sugary snacks, or someone with hypertension and their diet is confined to canned food, right? Exacerbating the sodium, all that kind of stuff, right? So the state now has a second federal waiver that is looking at those social determinants of health and looking to invest money into the provision of those services. So on Long Island, the Health and Welfare Council has been around for decades, and it's kind of an organizing body for small community-based organizations like yours. They are seeking to kind of become a network for Long Island with the social determinants of health. Samantha will talk about they're looking at an electronic referral platform. So health providers can refer people to you for the provision of transportation, food, etc. And the good news, hopefully, is that the state and federal government is even looking at paying small providers additional revenue for the provision of these services. Medicaid typically is healthcare. You don't think about that paying for food or air conditioners, but North Carolina is already looking at this. They've already begun to move in the direction of using Medicaid dollars to pay for some of the social determinants of health. So I'm going to shut up, come over to Samantha, and she can explain what the Health and Welfare Council is looking to do. Samantha.
Thank you, John. I'll refer you over
waiver. John mentioned the previous waiver, back in like 2018 around there, where Health and Welfare Council was awarded the CDO planning grant. So we did play a role in the previous waiver that was really focused on emergency department visits and lowering costs there. This waiver is completely different, and it's really looking at CV communities and faith-based organizations to reach out to the community and make those connections to services and resources that community members need. So since 2018, we started the Health Equity Alliance of Long Island, and through the conversations with community-based organizations as well as health system and health plans, we realized that we need to be connected. It's a very fragmented system. We're not sure where to go when someone needs help. And this waiver now, however many years later, is looking to continue that effort and create these organizations or these entities called social care networks. So if you guys don't mind, just passing these out. And this has a little bit more information. So the Medicaid waiver that was approved in January, almost $7 billion for these 4 new initiatives. And the one initiative we're going to really be focusing on is health-related social needs, where that is about 3.6 billion of these $7 billion. So we're looking at these social determinants of health, things that affect health, not in clinical settings. So we're building an infrastructure for the social care network, and then also reimbursing for certain services provided by community-based organizations and providers. So the social care network will be responsible for building this network of community-based organizations and convening so that we are representing all of Long Island and making sure that we are meeting the needs of our community members. So together, Medicaid is having us implement a universal screening tool that when you get a Medicaid member in your community and they come for help, you can screen them, see if they have a housing, food, or transportation and case management needs, and then that you'll be able to make a referral or provide those services. So we will be screening Medicaid members and referring to navigation using a tool called Unite Us. And John mentioned North Carolina, they have a waiver, and the whole state is on Unite Us. For Long Island, we're working to get as many partners on Unite Us as possible, so we're all in the same network. Although New York State does not mandate that for every region. So, but we're focused on Long Island. And then navigation to enhance social services or to existing health-related social media services. So we can flip over. So there is a reimbursement. We don't know that reimbursement rate yet, but there is a reimbursement to conducting that screening tool and then the referral and navigation. So all Long Island Medicaid members, all 735,000 are eligible for the screening and assistance to navigation for services. Then there's a subset of Medicaid members that are eligible for these enhanced health-related social needs services that fall under nutrition, housing, case management, and transportation. Again, we don't know these reimbursement rates, but there will be that pay for the work that many of us are already doing that wasn't originally there. So it's another revenue source. And then who is eligible for these enhanced services? They're Medicaid high utilizers, people in health homes, individuals with substance use disorder or serious mental illness, IGD population, post-criminal justice population, pregnant and postpartum individuals, and children's population. And you can see below a little bit more detail about which services under each sort of bucket will be reimbursed. For the social care network, we are looking to get as many CBOs in the network as possible, and we will be taking care of the cost for training and onboarding your teams on the platform. So we provide the free licenses for teams and training to get comfortable using the platform. And we will also be processing those Medicaid claims and billing. So there's no contracting for, CBOs to have to work with each managed care organization, with Health First and United and we will be taking care of that as we close the care network. So our goal is to really make it at the least burdensome as possible on our community-based organizations and make sure that we take advantage of this opportunity coming from Medicaid as best as we can. So I have my email at the top. And they all take cards and get me involved. We are looking for organizations to submit a letter of intent as we prepare application to the state to become Long Island Social Plan. And if there's any questions, tell me how those probably work.
I think you're on a bit of a debt. I think there has to be
Okay.
so if you're interested, but people can still, if they miss the deadline, still be part of
If
that.
it is, it's okay, the letter is already written for you and it is non-binding. So even if you sign this, you don't have to go through if you feel like it's not the best role for your organization. But we really want to work as closely as possible so that we're all connected.
There's really no downside. It's you're getting, getting access to this referral platform at no cost, right? Which is a big expense. Where some of the grant money is going and result in increased referral fee as well as again down the road additional reimbursement. So we know many agencies kind of really on the edge or on the margins, and the state is looking to kind of provide conditional revenue for additional services. So really
in terms of what services you're looking to connect with, are there specific ones that, we went over kind of what their eligibility provides, what their year what services they're looking for? They're kind of fill in the gaps, or is there just a wide?
We want as many services as possible, because these are eligible for the enhanced case service, the enhanced ability to pursue services that are eligible for that extra reimbursement. But I think that the being at the core of it is being there for that screening and the referral, so that entities you can need, even if they don't fall under these 4 buckets. So we're hoping to have as comprehensive and robust network as possible. So even if you don't have any of these services, we still want you involved because your people you work with may have these needs, or someone from another organization may need the services that you provide. So we want everything.
Everybody find something. If you want, we can send something out, we could have, I don't know if this is the only thing you have or something else.
That's it.
Okay. Or contact, I guess. Oh, it's on top.
On top with my email address, and then just the letter of intent, we're looking to have as soon as possible. And there's another survey, if you have time to fill it out, just to help us understand what services you provide and populations you serve.
Training, you're doing training for myself.
So there's a few different steps to get on to Unite Us. We start with a 1 hour just demo, just look at the platform. It's a pretty user-friendly interface. It's very straightforward with sending a referral, receiving a referral, and it's also very flexible. You don't have to add every program you have in there, but you can either make it you're just sending referrals or you're just receiving referrals. And it's really just getting comfortable so that we're ready to roll out by the summer when the reimbursements will hopefully be available for the network. So we're looking to roll out, the award date is June 1st, and then we want to be up and running, as quickly as possible. So getting everyone on board, comfortable using the platform. Back to your question with the, how do we get on? So we do the 1 hour demo. It's about, and then there's a partner registration. And then they'll create a profile for your organization. We'll go over users, how many users, there's no limit. If you want your whole team on or just a few. And then we will provide that extra onboarding. So just getting users comfortable again with the basics of the platform, sending, receiving, editing your programs. And we have one meeting per month, getting the whole network together, called Unite Long Island. We can provide assistance as needed with emails or one-on-one meetings. And then Unite Us also has an asynchronous module learning program. So if there's just a quick refresher, you can go online and take watch the videos at your own pace. There are, but we would start with those meetings first. Virtual on Zoom.
Yeah.
Yeah. We. If an organization does want to do an in-person training, we have done that before, so we can go out and meet at your organization.
How many organizations are involved with what?
So we have about 40 on the platform, and the letters of intent we've received about 70. So, and this is, we have most of the health systems on, we are working closely with managed care organizations. So we want to bring everyone to the table. So we're looking for Almont to Monta, all social care organizations, faith-based organizations, that really know what's going on in the community, looking to involve it.
And what was the total funding again? 6.9.
So the whole waiver with these four, if you go to the first page, with the four, that's for these four initiatives, that's 6.69 billion. Long Island, just for the social care network infrastructure building to build up this network we're trying to create, is 42 million over the next 30 years.
So it's a 3-year build out and then the luck.
So.
I'm not very.
Yeah, there's a lot of really closely with our managed care organization, health systems to ensure this is sustainable. We don't want it to be the way it was with District, where the money dried up, and there's only a few left of the performance provider systems that were created that are left. So we really want this to be a sustainable effort, and that's why we want everyone involved for these 3 years to show New York that it works, and we're involved in the community, we're meeting the community needs, and we're collecting the social care data. So we're seeing where our advocacy needs to be as well. Where is there a shortage? Which, you know, I'm sure we all have ideas of where there are shortages, but we need the data to back it up and really show the state of where everyone needs to go. So it's a big effort, and
So when's the deadline to get the letter consent to you?
as soon as possible, if it's possible by Friday would be great, right? If you need additional meetings with me, I'm happy to set some time, we can call, a Zoom, and I can share a bit more and learn more about the organization.
Once you get this Zoom set up, is the secretary we have to let the public know about?
As in like marketing or?
Okay, you can call it marketing. Some things don't like to call it marketing, but that's what it is. Let the public know about it. What's in it for them? How do they get involved? How do they know about it?
I think we're really working to be close with our community-based organizations because they're the trust builders. And I think the message has to come from those in the community already, the leadership, and then, you know, have that come down to our social workers, health workers, lay leaders, to let them know what's going on. But that's a good question. If we help build with it. So the biggest thing is we're working with our communities so that, you know, meeting them where they are and letting them know this is what they're eligible for and entitled to.
Is this bilingual?
It should be available in multiple languages, using the screening or everything. It definitely should be available in as many languages as possible. For Unite Us, we request, we require consent to share their social care information with other organizations. And that consent is available in many, many languages. So we want it to be as accessible and culturally sensitive and linguistically appropriate. But if you mean like just this paper,
No, I'm just thinking of population in this area. It's basically what I think. So I'm saying, my lady, so if we ask them to do this, they can go on and they can go into the Spanish. They can understand, they may speak English, but it's easier for them to they're going to counselor. They just say, I speak English and Spanish. But their audience, their members, trying to make sure that that message is clear. It's not like they have to run an interpreter and you use your words.
Yeah. Yes.
That's what my brain is.
yeah.
My brain also goes to lunch.
No, we want to reach every population. We speak all different languages here on Long Island.
Okay.
And so just finding those the right messengers.
To that point, I might think Virginia to be more short. Sandwiching the farmers.
Yeah. Places
Okay.
like that.
So I can get that.
That would be great. Thank you.
Well, Hawaii.
So the duplication of services,
Yeah. Will there be a conflict if all four agencies are directly looking for the spot, or, how is it selected, how is it picked? Should we then further discuss amongst the four agencies? You do Spanish population, I'll do after school program, you do summer or whatever. You know what I'm trying to say, because I know a lot of times with these parents.
There are time limits, so rental and utility assistance, housing, things like that is up to 6 months. So if you go to one organization, you use them for 6 months and then go to another, what does that look like? There's a lot of questions that we have for the state, and they haven't provided those answers yet. Like with our enhanced population, there's people in health homes, there's people in the IDP population. A lot of those funding sources already cover case management or some similar services. We can't duplicate reimbursement, that's not allowed. So we're working on figuring out how does this waiver how does it work with all the other existing services and funding? Because you can't duplicate. But for screening, they're looking for annual screening unless there was a life change that happened. And then it would be, the Medicaid member would be eligible for a rescreening. But again, all the details haven't been told to us yet until it's awarded. And if you're wondering, is anyone else applying for this? To our knowledge, no. But we are still working to get as many people together so that we can all share this information and get people connected through services. And I also want to say, like, this is a Medicaid waiver, but for Unite Us, they can be, they don't have to be on Medicaid to get a referral. There would just not be a reimbursement.
They are supposed to be illegal in the country.
So, if they're undocumented, if they're undocumented, they can still get a referral. If they just wouldn't get that reimbursement. And when you have your programs, you'll specify the eligibility criteria. So if you serve everyone, whether you're undocumented or anything, then the sending organization will be able to see that and know that their client is eligible for your services. But if you require them to be a citizen or have some sort of documentation, that'll be in the eligibility that the standard can see. And now with the Medicaid changes for undocumented population, that's another question we have. If this is also available to those, newly Medicaid members. A lot of questions still.
And after you get awarded, really, are additional people able to join and work at that time? So you're
Absolutely.
always work. But it's a letter of intent, if you don't get it in time, it's still option for you to join.
Yeah, it's really just to show the state that we have a really robust network. We have all these organizations interested and willing to be a part of their network and participate. And just to really strengthen the network, because we have 70 organizations that have already signed on, and we're looking for many more. To be involved and get to have the benefits of even just being on a referral platform, getting your program out there, sending referrals, receiving referrals. And we started 2 years ago, so we've had a slow onboarding to the pilot where organizations were getting comfortable with this, even though there hasn't been a reimbursement. So now we're looking to expand it, bring everyone in. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Anyone else have anything they'd like to discuss? I know we have seen Patty's Day Parade and Grand Marshal over there.
Party.
So we're lucky, it's Friday, we have, our St. Patty's lunch. Yeah. Yeah, that's always a big fun. Any other questions, comments, announcements?
A couple, one is the first, is we are currently, planning our golf outing for this year, which is gonna be Monday, June 3rd. It's gonna be at Twin Cove Golf Club, and with breakfast and lunch hopefully there. If everything, whether it's finished or not, they promise us to be able to do that. And this year, there's something a little different, we're having 3 honorees, and one of the most important honorees that we have.
Very lovely to be, I mean.
Just getting our invites out, so all we will get it. Really looking for hopefully a great turnout that we have.
And sponsors.
And sponsors, yes, and sponsors, we would love that.
Yep, even a raffle basket
Mhm.
or
Happy
sign,
holidays.
yeah, anything, any level of sponsorship is needed and appreciated.
Yeah, there's no easy sign.
Oh, is that the one who's in the basket spot?
She's gonna sponsor.
Yeah,
Because Grace,
now.
yeah, one of our senior members does them, but she's amazing at it, but I'd rather give them to her early around. So anytime you want to give it, you give it. Okay, I also had a list of all the rack baskets that we've had over the years. If you want me to email that to you, let me know. You know, give you different ideas and the ones that were really successful. That people like. So we average probably about maybe like $75 to $100. It's for the best.
I'm sorry about that.
You have a request letter that you have
Yes.
sent out?
Yep, we'll have that working on all that now, so I'll make sure to forward it so that he gets it. I'll forward it to you too. Also on. Sorry, we can't hold this. On March 19th, at the center, from 10 to 11:30, we're having an Alzheimer's community forum with the Ness County, branch of Alzheimer's Association. Ron is also involved with the speaker. We'll have 2 speakers. It's just raising awareness about Alzheimer's and Alzheimer's dementia, and we'll have resources that are out there. They want to know also within the senior population, and even not so much seniors as well, because a lot of people are being diagnosed with younger. What concerns, what questions you have, how they can help, how they can get resources to you. It's going to be at the center. It'll have snacks and all that. It's open to the public. It's not just for senior members, it's from 10 to 11:30. It's March 19th. They'll just review this, all different Alzheimer's conditions. And hopefully just be able to get out to the community and let them know. The association is large and people know about them, but they don't necessarily know what services that they get. And there's a lot that they can help people with. Even if it's just finding, home health aides, finding different programs that the caregivers can get to. You know, the association has a caregiver conference every year. I'm not necessarily committee, and it's wonderful, it's really great, but during the conference, they even have respite. So like, if you're a caregiver, you can bring your loved one to the respite for the day, and they can be taken care of while you are at the conference, so this is just an little extension of that, so all welcome.
Anyone else? Yes.
I don't know if everyone's heard of cardio drumming. It's kind of a new craze, not that new, but it's becoming really popular. Where it's a seated exercise class with an exercise ball in a bucket and drumsticks, and you drum to music that raises your heart rate, it moves your muscles. It's really, really good for seniors. It's really good for seniors. At Emerge, we're now offering a free class to the community on the second and fourth Friday of every month at 10 o'clock. It does require registration. I don't have the flyer with me, I'm sorry. I think the phone number. I'd love
For our next meeting.
well, you got, yeah, true. Your meeting is at Emerge on April 2nd, right? It's really fun, and the woman who does this particular class, she uses really appropriate music for the age group. And you just see the smiles, and it's just really phenomenal to. Never mind you. March 22nd class, or if you have constituents of yours, members of yours that would be interested, the number to call is 516-993-7673. Her name is Vicky. She's keeping track of the registration because we can't have 50 people show up if we only have 25 buckets and balls, right? So, and we're trying to grow the program. So it's just something to try. We're giving it a shot. We hope it takes off. And it's free. And our seniors, the seniors love it. I don't know if we've taken it. We have taken it. I mean, the senior centers participate. A lot of the local senior clubs participate. So it's kind of something to share.
So the first one is the 22nd?
The second one, we have one, the second one is March 22nd, it's the fourth and second and fourth Friday of every month. We have it scheduled out till July right now, we're hoping that it takes off, so. At Emerge, right in the, so they are, what flyer for? I do, so I'm gonna send it to May, and then you can share, I didn't bring it with me, sorry, so you can share it with the community. And
My kids used to do it on like a ball, you know.
it is, it's an exercise ball.
Right.
We do
That's
that.
what we used to do.
It's the exercise is pretty cumbersome. We do beach balls
Right.
on like skinny buckets. It's really fun.
And I used to guys, to the age.
Yeah, we
This
definitely,
seniors.
they love it. Yeah, and it's seated. I mean, if you can stand, sometimes we make them stand, but it's a seated exercise program, so almost everyone can participate. So anyway, thank you. Big meeting. We're having a meeting at Emerge. We're saving parking spots, so hopefully, you know, we're gonna reserve some spots out front so that it has more control of parking. It'll be, yeah, if you could give me a heads up, and it would be great for most of the community, the RSVP to attend. Yes, please attend. There'll be continental breakfast, and maybe we'll have a demonstration of the drumming. We're gonna do a continental, just easier, yes.
We're gonna miss them.
Big Lancaster Chambers largest fundraiser is coming up Monday, tax day, April 15th. It's Culinary Delights. 2 years ago, we had 300 attendees. Last year, we had 600 people come. We have additional parking that will be available. We have about 44 to 47 vendors already. So it's going to be a wonderful event. It's pretty it's at the drink on line. Yeah. It's at the yeah, 6 o'clock, April 15th, Monday night. It's a Wednesday, but they've got plans to come.
What time
Yeah.
does it start?
6 o'clock.
Great. We have our fundraiser coming up, recreation fundraiser April 4th. We hope to see everyone there. This year we'll be at the Crescent Beach Club in Bayville. Last year we had a little bit more than 150 people, and it was great. If you guys can come and your businesses or organizations would like to sponsor, let us know. All the money that is raised from this event goes directly back into our youth sports and our youth facilities. So that helps offset some of the expenses and continue the kick that we're on improving all our facilities and moving forward.
Who checks your name, living on this?
Spirit Circus.
I have a couple of things too. We'll go first. Got it. I'm, as everybody knows, I'm running medical transportation for the city. I'm new driving, I'm always baby, which driver anytime. So if anybody knows, and we had a quick conversation. So just let them know that, I do not have drivers for Wednesday, so don't drive on Wednesday, rest of Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. we drive. And the EOC, well, not. The Kiwanis Club is hired us, and the EOC, we have our partners. So partners and partners. And so, this information I'm gonna pass on to them, obviously. But they're having an Easter egg hunt on March 22nd, that's Friday. And then they're going to be doing, Kiwanis gonna have a favor to do that, to, try to get inviters. But, hopefully you guys can come. It's from I know this time. He said 3:30 to 6. And it's at the Kennedy Heights. So these egg hunts at Kennedy Heights, and then they're gonna have all the Easter baskets for the kids and everything. And then April 6th, which is a Saturday, I'm teaching defensive driving, or defensive. Right, and you know, I'm open. So the class will be an opportunity in church. As always, the Saturday from 8:30 until 2, $45 a person. And we get 10% off the car insurance. So it's a really good, not that I do this, but that's part of the financial. And I am representing the Waterfront Center, and we have a lovely sponsorship opportunity that we're doing right now. It's we're trying to get it in also by this Friday, but if you are interested, just let me know. Basically, we have this lovely 70-page booklet, which I didn't bring, apologize, but that we put out every year, and it kind of features all the supporters, all of our sponsors, and it's a book that has articles and photos and pictures, so it's like, something that people put on for the year, and it's been going on for 20 years. The board members that usually produce it, and we're producing it in her honor, and it's a really wonderful piece. So if you're interested, this is like kind of a photo of what it is, and then you can do like add so again, we're the Waterfront Center is a nonprofit, so it helps to support reaching out to individuals that are interested in having access to the water, recreation and education. And then there's a couple other ways that people can get involved with the Waterfront Center. There's a lot of programs for youth. We have high school sailing programs that kids can come and join. We can start in the spring. Everybody's hiring, I'm sure, but we're hiring too. So if you know any kids that are of age to work, it's a great opportunity. It's camp program. I don't want to steal spirit of people, but we're excited than that. We're front desk, yeah. And then we also have, it's called a launch. Basically, it's a vessel that takes people from the shoreline or the dock to the vessels that we have. So we have a free class that's going on April 27th to the 28th. So if anybody wants to expand their horizon and learn something different, I will send that out. And then if you want to expand your horizon and you have time, this is one of the coolest things. This is, we have the vessel called the Pristine. It's a, I was at the year we went, what doesn't say the year on here? It's 1883, I believe. So it's a very old vessel, but it's brand new, don't worry, we have updated it. It is a 30-foot oyster sloop, which is basically a beautiful vessel that has, some of you have been on it, and if you haven't, please make sure you connect with me and I'll get you on it this summer. But if you want to learn how it works, you can actually become part of this group. And we have individuals of all ages that do it. And it's a volunteer position, but it's a lot of fun and you're out in the water. So if you like the water, this is definitely a way to kind of connect to that. So, and last but not least, I am going through my gamut of all the things that we have. We have a spring break program and we have a summer camp. So there's a lot of different opportunities for you to get involved with the Waterfront Center. Again, I really kind of highly suggest you come out and see. We also have a new vessel called Item A that literally just got launched this summer. We're just waiting for certification from from the Coast Guard, and that will be out in the water. And that is an oyster dredge, this brand new vessel that was made 2 doors down. And so was Christine, made 2 doors down by volunteers and. So that's one of my details. So it's there's a lot of cool things. It's beautiful when it's getting warm out. You'll want to get out in the water. So connect with me. Maybe we can have like the seniors come out for a day and different things like that as well. So it's a great way to have people come out. We do have some accessibility even with different able people as well. So we know all those. Yeah, we email all the flyer as well. And to second the Glen Cove Chamber of Commerce event, we're looking forward to that. And lastly, but not leastly, again, reminding you guys to share your flyers. We do have a resource on Facebook, so if you want to share your own flyer, we do have that network. If you're on Facebook, I do see it connecting with a lot of individuals. I usually share it to other groups, so it really does get out there more. Or if you just want to send the flyers to the group. And that's it.
All right, apparently next month we're at a merge drum so.
Maybe. Maybe we'll have a presentation. Have to see it.
Any other questions, comments,
I
or?
just wanted to update that, well, I really don't have an update on the parking situation across the street. The last meeting, the planning board, it's already been approved by the zoning board. And now it went in front of the planning board, we had a whole bunch of seniors there, people speaking, I spoke, Carol spoke. There were a couple of good questions that came up. One of the council members asked, when you have Amazon or UPS, are they allowed to go into that parking garage to deliver and say no, please, street? So, yeah, because I mean, Amazon dropped something off in 10 minutes,
Yeah.
like UPS on the street is constantly. So that was a question they had. They just had a planning board meeting, it was not on the agenda. So I've been trying to keep in touch with Andy Kaufman to see where everything is. We're hoping, I still have a connection with the builders equity partners. So I'm trying to see if I can still work with them, but it's just a matter of, they wanted to have us say that we agree that they will try and work with us for 60 spots, and do that. Like, say yes, and they will get up and say yes, they're gonna commit to giving us 60 spots. So I'm hoping maybe if we work together and have some kind of commitment that they can give us a reset that went down from, I think originally it was 21 spots, then it went to 16, now they're saying 13. So, and that's, no, it's not enough, it turns over 4 or 5 times minimum during the day. And that's, one of my seniors said last week, just during the Senate Club meeting, that she couldn't find parking anywhere, and she came to the exercise and she turned around and home.
Well, that's not
And a
bad.
lot of that's gonna happen.
It's gonna be
So,
worse.
yeah, and not that that's, as the attorney said, she's like, I'm sure, senior center's gonna survive, it's only 16 spots, but 16 spots, that's a lot for us. I mean, we have a parking issue anyway, even if we get those 13 spots, it's still gonna be an issue, but we're still trying and waiting to do them in the next weeks.
Has to be a quick question. While construction is going to be, we're talking more about it in a bit. But construction has fun, and that's the library. So that's the issue. The other issue was that about it, I know, is that when sports cars are delivered, that big tractor trailer comes. And last week, I was getting ready to leave in the medical transport, and he came down that aisle between.
You've been blocking the whole,
And he was coming down between the apartment building and that road, and I'm pointing to him, you got to back up, there's no place to turn. And he's like looking at me, and I went, back up. And then the door opened because he couldn't turn. And then he had to back up and he stopped traffic. And I was saying, how do we do this when this construction is going on? And we have no parking, how, where are they gonna go?
Well, for that, it happens all the time, and I've gone to the owner of that store before saying this, and I know, he's like, I don't even know when they show up, they just show up to get the parking lot, I totally understand that. It's just, if they're in the middle of the parking lot across the street and there's seniors waiting to park there, it just has to be moved.
Right.
Or a lot of these drivers drive about 55 miles an hour. I went to one, I stopped them and I was like, please, there were seniors crossing to get into the back door, he started yelling at me. And so I went and I was like, and even the building right next to the mechanics store,
Right.
I can't remember what it is, but all of their employees are parking on Harvey signs. So
I
finally, I
actually
said,
called that in because
Yeah.
I don't even think they're allowed to put, Philippines is not allowed to put signage like that, because I know the city paid for that sign, for that fencing. And we maintain it, and they just basically hung their own signs from the back.
I didn't even see it, in the back or across the street.
Back.
In the back.
When they take notes,
Right.
they made them.
Well, supposedly, the building is owned by the dentist. So all the tenants from that building have moved out except the doctors and the dentist, and now Philip Bond, which is a baseball card store, took over all the streets. So along the back fence, they basically put up their own signs that say Philip Bond, whatever. And this was a war that was started with Jim O'Grady years ago. But now Philip Bond signs are all there. I sent Jim down because our guys love to file agreements. So like, you wanna file something, go fight them, you know, we'll take care of that. So I think we're looking into that and see exactly what's going on. We also sent what's it called, buildings, not Scott, wrong department. Sal Junior, yeah. So we're looking to see what's going on, but if that whole back.
But even across the street, yeah, that is, I'm constantly, but across the street, I don't know what company it is next to the mechanic. That old building.
Right.
Their employees keep parking on senior spots, and for like a month, and finally, somebody was getting on sorry, I asked somebody the day before, and they were extremely rude. And then the second day, I said, listen, I'm just doing you a favor, because the police are gonna come around and give you tickets. I'm telling you that there's this spot over there, these are the spots that we lease, you can park anywhere else, but we lease these, and he basically accused me of saying this to him because he was black. Oh. And I said, what are you talking about? I said, first of all, I came out here to tell you you're gonna get a ticket. I was trying to be nice. I'm like, but now I might call the police and say, you know, there's people parking there. I'm like, I'm just asking you, these are for the seniors. He said, well, I parked here for a month. I'm like, I know I've been watching you. And I was hoping that you would see the sign and do the right thing and not park there. But now I have to say something to you. He's like, well, I can park anywhere I want. I said, okay. And you're gonna get tickets. He was so rude. He was so rude. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm sorry, that came out, I'm sorry.
No, and I was like, I
It's so.
I looked at her like, I
To you.
spoke to a couple of other people in the office yesterday, and the two were very nice, one was rude, and this guy was. And I get it, there's no parking. Everybody is, but.
I called the owner of the chiropractic, I called the owner of that building to see if it works something, and probably any cars that park.
Right.
That will do, absolutely.
Can I add to those that
And there's that little bar in the room, little space, nobody's in the bar. One, two, and it goes there.
well, I was sitting at the hearing, well, it was crazy. When a 102-year-old person gets up to speak, that was impressive. Or 100, you know, like that. Wow, but afterwards, it was pretty much centered on the senior center, so I didn't want to muddle the waters, but afterwards I went up to the board and I said, I don't want to join in because the museum has no parking at all. Except, you know, if we have an event, like we had one last Sunday, it's really nice and 50 people came. Well, the car was being parking lot, was nobody there. But occasionally we have evening events, or, you know, even if 10 people come, there's nowhere to park. And so I just wanted to add that to it. I don't know. Thank you.
Well, one of the zoning board, somebody from the museum was there and spoke.
Did they, okay, okay, good.
Yeah.
Did she say, yeah, I'm sorry.
No, that's really important too, because you guys need parking as well.
So if I hear of anything in the next meeting that comes up, I'll let you know.
Donna, real quick, this is just very exploding. But is there a way that, you know, where the new restaurant that we really don't need is opening over there by 7-Eleven, you know, that parking that's there? Is there a way that we can see something and use that, put a sign up and say senior parking?
Bottega?
Yeah, I don't know who's parking because it's not right now. Wendy's.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying there's Wendy's and then there's that big, there's a big kind of. Because I'm gonna see trucks parked there and like everybody. So the same, it is far, but the same. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we got a traffic on there and, you know, I'm the same thing. Right.
Yeah. Well, that's what the builders are saying. There's a parking lot right down the street. You're like. There's like no crossing guard.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be
There-
no crossing.
Yes.
People fly down there and go watch if anybody's crossing, across the other street.
Because I had to do that a long time ago, but they were using the bus to make the seniors out of the bus to bring them back. Sort of like that.
They won't do it.
Yeah.
They won't do it. Power driver.
Yeah. So,
And they want to be independent. They want to be able to drive. And if they're not feeling well, or they're all of a sudden tired, they want to be able to get in their car. Go home.
yeah.
And at night, well, as I say, we have things at night, and sometimes we do too. And if everybody that lives in the apartment is home, there's gonna be nothing anywhere. And, you know, they'll start having guests. And it's gonna be just chaotic on that. Yeah. I'm sorry.
I don't know.
I just,
So
I
what's
just
what
said,
happens?
just a second, that, I mean, look, everyone talks about health money, but Jules is going close to seniors. So let's stand up and support, I don't even think they're in spots.
No,
We need to make this- make this a priority.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that whole area, fine, not involved, ARP, you know, uncalled area, age friendly area.
Mhm, right.
This is an important area for us to develop.
Yeah.
Should be walkable, should be, you know, the citizens, but this is something we need to really pay attention to.
Well, that's what Carol specifically spoke to, at
Yeah.
the planning board, was that the city is age friendly city.
Yeah, sure.
This building is not an age friendly building. Not affordable, first of all, and it's congesting that area. It's gonna even get more dangerous for the seniors to walk down there to the truck stopping. So we'll see. She spoke very, very, you know, Carol.
Yes, I do.
Perfect.
There's also a bus, and that's a county bus.
Yeah.
So now it's narrower the street more. That's a very narrow street. So that's the Hempstead bus. The same. So,
If I could find a different building and just replace it. It would probably be, but.
should have bought the Coles food. Didn't I say that?
But we can't.
It's a bit hard, but worries and like, we're tight.
Yeah.
You know, for exercise, we have to have all exercise downstairs and then our players yell at me. Throwing people in the library and yeah, my conference. I mean, it's like juggling rooms, but. Good comfort resolution.
Yes.
And we can't go to the museum because it's a museum.
Yeah, you can't put the things in.
And that was the original city hall.
Yeah.
And, you know, and the judges chamber and the whole, Harry Grant was still there.
So they say a lot of movies were made there too.
Yes. Yeah, so, and, oh, are you finished? I'm just. I just wanted to say, yeah, we had a really nice, lecture on the Gilded Age of New York City. This was last weekend, and it was fantastic. How the, you know, big buildings were built, in a family of four that lived in these mansion buildings. It was great, but I just want to say that we have one coming up on April 20th. And it's the making of Long Island, the history of the growth and the American dream. And it's all about the development of Long Island as a whole. And how it moved from farming to, you know, during the war and became cities and whatever. So if anybody's interested.
What time is it?
It's, no, I don't, it's 2:00 on the 20th, Saturday the 20th.
They said that.
Yeah, as I said.
March.
April. Yeah. And then you can walk around and see all the exhibits that are out right now. It's shipwreck. We had a great thing on shipwreck.
Not the pristine.
All clear. The thing is really interesting about transport, I have clients who do that for long distances. And they just go from their apartment to the yard, back to their apartment. So what I try to do is I say, one go for that. And what I end up doing, because a lot of them, not that old. It's Batman's friends. Oh, I don't know, what is it? See, Batman's name?
Actually, put the
Sure. And I take them to sit there and go, what? Because they don't know all the buildings, you know. Webster. That's fascinating. You can go into the parking lot, like. They used to have it in front of that.
That way?
Yeah.
We did have, yeah.
Anyway, but it's pretty cool. And they don't know they do it. It's back. So it's very cool. But I'm just saying, they didn't know that the beach is there. There's a lot of things like I figured so mansion.
They just don't know.
They don't know, and they've been here, for a long time. They don't, no one's ever taken them there, and now they can't get there at all, because they don't have. But one of the guys that was driving around goes, we're in Glen Cole, I went, we're in Glen Cole, because they can't believe that Glen Cole has a beautiful house, a beautiful mansion, and not that we can get there. I mean, I would just use the driveway, and but I'm just saying, they get to see this, you know, and that's something that we don't do in this. Don't, like, you just wanna go see, you know, that's something that we should do, because people really do want to. But we just don't do it, and like I said, there's something that I do, you know, and the only thing it was like that movie was the first time. And we said, you wanna go for a ride? Take it. So they say it's fun, and it's just fun for me to show that, you know, because it's like something that I enjoy. I love looking at old houses, talk about the Gilded Age, you know, that's pretty. Yeah.
And the other year tour.
It was good.
Yes, and there's the Armstrong Museum, it's. People don't even know it's there.
Right, right.
And I mean, I have a special thing about Native Americans, but, I just love walking around there and through the grounds, you know.
Right.
we have a path.
That's nice to have it.
What?
Don't go there.
No,
Oh, well, all right.
All right, so next month, the merge, guys, any comments? What happened? Oh, boy.
April 10th.